Demetrius Andrade, you gotta get Canelo and Triple G to fight you. And if he refuses, you gotta insult him. You gotta dog him. You gotta do whatever you need to do to get them inside the ring. But that's what you got to do. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Demetrius Andrade, the WBO middleweight champion of the world, you got to do what you got to do. You heard the man. You heard the man in Rocky 5. You heard the bootleg Don King. But the words are true. The words are true. Andrade, you got to get them inside the ring. You got to insult them. You got to dog them. You got to do whatever. You got to disrespect them. You got to do a pull them out of IG. You got to smack them up. You got to spit at their face. You got to do whatever you got to do to get them inside the ring. Huh? Or you're going to be living in the rest of your life. Huh? That you've been fighting cheap type of copy, third tier type of fighters. Huh? You got to do it. You got to do it, Demetrius Andrade, a.k.a. Tommy Gunn. You got to do it. Yo, after the Triple G fight, after he knocked out Steve Rose, I'm kind of disappointed at the Zone and the telecast, because of course all they was talking about is Triple G and Canelo, Triple G, Triple G, Canelo, and you rarely heard about Demetrius Andrade. But after the fight, you know, I believe that Eddie Hearns probably is too focused on Anthony Joshua, that, you know, you got this other fighter, Demetrius Andrade, a champion, an Olympian, undefeated, prime fighter, you know. And a lot of people that know Demetrius Andrade, they know that he's a top level elite fighter. Yeah, I said top level elite fighter. I think he's the most ducked fighter, the most avoided fighter in this young era. And I'm talking about the classes of 2008 and up. He is the most avoided dude in boxing, in my opinion, for the longest. I'm talking about that, the reign of being ducked. Yes. And probably, you know, I don't know what, you know, he had a couple of business management issues, managing his career, things of that nature. But fast forward to that, he signed with the Zone. He's with Eddie Hearns, and I think the announcer, after the fight, I don't know his name, he works for the Zone, but he was asking Triple G the question, you know what? Forget about the Canelo right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to share light in Andrade, especially if this is the Zone. You got to ask the question, what do you think about if you want a belt? You know, so then you could fight for that belt, and then if you really want Triple G, if Triple G really want Canelo, fight Andrade. Hopefully, and you know, he wins, which I doubt. I do got Andrade beating Triple G. But let's say Triple G fight. If Triple G wants to fight Canelo and they make it for the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, that makes a lot of sense. That will make part 3 even better. But Demetrius Andrade, I believe he's going to throw a monkey wrench to that whole operation. So, of course, I understand they're staying away from him. I believe that Golden Boy is going to stay away from him. I believe that Triple G is going to stay away from him, especially the way that Triple G has been fighting lately. He's been getting caught. He's been easy to hit. And with Andrade, I believe that he would have tattooed his face. And no disrespect to Triple G, I'm just telling you, I think it's, you know, if anybody looked at that fight today, it's like this guy's getting hit too much. This guy's getting hit too much. From a third tier boxer, you know, and it's all started out with the Kell Brook fight. He's getting hit too easy, you know. But Demetrius Andrade, man, he needs to do something more. I saw when he was in 154, he went after the Charlos. It didn't work. He's talking and he's barking, but it's not the right bark. I think he needs to do something else. I think he needs to do something out of his character. I think he needs to push himself. I think he needs to disrespect these dudes. And I know, you know, this is a gentleman's sport, but you already know in boxing, if you want a big fight, and you're right there in the position to get it, but they're avoiding you. You got to do something to get these dudes to fight, disrespect them, just like probably Keith Thurman was disrespecting and making fun of Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, he wanted to fight him. I'm going to shut this dude up, you know. Everybody else was quiet. Everybody, I want to fight Manny Pacquiao. No. But Keith Thurman was the one that was barking. gonna get the fight. Same thing I was saying about Gary Russell Jr. You want to fight Leo Santa Cruz, you gotta start barking. You can't be too quiet. And look what he did. Maybe he's gonna get that fight soon enough. Demetrius Andrade, I believe that's a great fight with Triple G. I think it's a great fight for Canelo. I think he is due the respect, and I think he's due for his management to really push the issue on Triple G and really push the issue on Canelo. I think that this is what they got to do. I think Eddie Hearn should put his focus on Andrade right now, full throttle. Forget about the Anthony Joshua. The Anthony Joshua, the fight is already going to be there. You got to promote Andrade in this prestige middleweight division. So, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all think that Andrade needs to push, needs to bark hard, bark loud to get these type of fights, and probably need to go out his character, probably disrespect these dudes. I wanted to see him go inside the ring versus Triple G, but I understand he got a fight coming up, and you know you can't overlook your fight. In boxing, I understand that very much, but it's something they got to give. It's something he got to do. I don't know, man. I don't know what else to do. What else he needs to do? He just can't be talking. That's it. He needs to do more than that. He needs to show his face. He got to get in these people's face. Get him in the street. Yo, do what Shannon Briggs did, and was barking at Klitschko when he wanted to fight. Yeah, he didn't get it. He was barking at Wilder. But whatever. You need to do something. And if they do fight, I do got Andrade winning. Drake is not that young. He's right entering his prime. I don't believe he still had that legacy fight or a big fight with a name. Great performances, good performances. I think if you're gonna see the great of Andrade is if you put him in a ring versus somebody that's gonna make him go to the gym. Of course, he goes to the gym. He's always fit. He's always within range in weight. This is what I mean by great fighters. When great fighters get that opposition that makes them push them to the limit, make them that training camp, the best training camp they ever had, and go above and beyond, is when you're going to see greatness from these people. From these fighters. Some fighters that they fight to the level of the competition. Some other fighters, they fight for that fight. At this stage of their career, Andrade been fighting for a long time, and the amateurs got a great amateur background. Has fought a lot of dudes in the amateurs, you know, with the Keith Thurman, the Sean Porter, and he spars with and works out with Daniel Jacobs, the Haneys, the Charles Haley, and you know he got a great amateur background. Olympian. I just want to see him in a big fight. I think he is due that big fight. It's unfortunate they haven't fought that fight, and everybody been ducking and avoiding. Or I don't like using the ducking word because it's all business, but avoiding this dude, this diamond in the rough in boxing. Y'all let me know what y'all think. If y'all haven't subscribed, I hope y'all subscribe. Hit the notification button. You already know, man. Punch drunk. Got you the new voice of boxing. I got you, man. You already know.